Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Old train, baby. Monster truck. 92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station. That's what they call Joe and I every now and then, the old trains. We just keep on moving, Kirby. Can't slow us down.
Chugga, 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 choo-choo.
Bang.
Don't miss the train.
That's what I say when I'm going down the hall and it's my anniversary and my wife's already gone to bed. Chugga, chugga. I'm on my way to the master bedroom.
Wow.
And you know what?
Old train, keep on moving. I start singing.
Apparently she calls you the little train that could. The little
Average.
Train that could.
Average train.
train that
Right,
could. That's a
right.
different book. I don't remember reading that one.
It's fine. That's what it's called. It's fine. It's average. Good morning. It's Philly Joe and Kirby, 6:10 on a Thursday morning.
14 degrees out there right now, so heading to a high at 27, but it's going to be a muggy one today.
Quick update because I didn't have the Canadians available at the Open Championship. Adam Hadwin 3 over through 9. Nick Taylor 4 over through 13. Corey Connors hasn't teed off yet. And just some other notables. Rory McIlroy coming off that collapse at the U.S. Open. He's even par through 6. Bryson DeChambeau, the U.S. Open winner, 6 over through 8. Ooh.
That sounds more like us today at the
Yes.
Never Alone Cancer Foundation tournament at Breezy Bend. I hope you guys are inspired by the Open.
I'm fired up. I'm ready to go.
Nobody more fired up than Kirby this morning.
You look very golfy. You got a hat on. and I
I'm
haven't
not in
seen-
my golf
No,
okay,
wear
sorry.
yet. I got to go do a bit of a costume change after the show. But yeah, no, I'm excited to get a tan on the golf course, have some drinks.
Yeah, it'll be good. It will be fun.
That's where everybody goes to tan.
Tan.
The golf course. It's
Well,
the
if I
number
got
one
to
spot.
stand outside, I might as well get a tan.
I think it was on Family Feud one time. Number one place to get a tan. Somebody buzzed in with golf tournament.
course.
And then the other person buzzed in with beach. And beach won out, so that family had the...
I'm going because it's a good cause.
It is, and you golfed when you were young.
Yeah, but that's the reason why I don't necessarily I'm not passionate about it now.
Yeah.
Because I took 7 years of golf lessons.
And did you did not go out to the driving range at all before?
No.
Okay, so I don't golf much anymore either.
But you hit the golfing range
I
this
did.
week.
I went out because I can't just jump on some people can.
Yes.
I think if you play tons of golf every summer, it's you're less likely to need the driving range maybe before you go.
Sure.
I don't know. I just know that I have to get those first 10 bad swings out of the way and get my rhythm back a little bit. It doesn't mean I'm going to play any good today, but I at least have to get those first couple of duffs out of the way. So I think I'm good to go. I think I'm okay today.
I warmed up on the treadmill this morning. That's all.
Oh, very good.
I can walk to get the ball that I'm going to probably lose.
Well, we'll have carts, but still, you'll be...
Well, you can't drive carts on certain areas.
Sure, you're ready to go. The treadmill has you ready to go. That's the key. And
I'm warmed up.
Yeah.
This is going to be exciting for me today. I'm feeling it now. I got one person that's going to go tan, drink, and lose a golf ball.
You don't have to worry about me. You're in a cart with this guy. You're going to be fine.
Yeah, this
The
year
other
you
one.
got me.
I get you this year?
Yeah, last year you had Kirby. This year you get me.
That's right. I was Kirbified last year, and you're gonna get to hang with Adam and the Caniacs today. I like
yeah,
that.
me and Adam.
Didn't Kirby's lashes go flying off in the golf cart
No
last year?
kidding.
Yeah.
I almost lost an eye.
Oh, I needed to wear sunglasses to
You know
protect
what?
them.
I was about to say you've changed your eyelashes, but these are the same length as last year. It's the nails that have changed. You might actually make better progress
yeah.
with
I
the
was
ball.
thinking about that
Right?
with the short nails.
Yeah,
I might
hair's a
actually
little
be able
shorter.
to grip the.
No extensions this year in the hair. Nothing can fly off this girl this year.
Yeah, we're good.
Philly Joe Kirby
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Boston Pizza text line. Okay, the more you guys chat, the more I like the idea of us all living together in a complex and Kirby driving us around.
What?
I don't
Kirby?
I don't
When
see
did
that.
I start a taxi service?
Yeah, I don't see that. Some of these complexes, I've said yesterday, have the van service that takes you to the grocery store and such.
Well, You did say yesterday, Kirby.
That I would.
Yeah. So
I was thinking,
your tone has changed.
well, if you have any appointments that line up with mine, then I'll come pick you up.
They won't, because we're not going for petties.
Well, why not? When you're
we're,
old, you got to get
no,
pedicures.
no.
Take care of
What?
your feet.
Yeah, it's good.
Ew.
I
Why
will-
would you not care for your feet?
Okay, I'm going to throw this out there right now, okay? I don't know a lot about business, but I don't think we can open up a 55-plus complex that's going to offer a few, incentives, and one of them being, if you'd like to use our private shuttle, you have to book your appointments around the shuttle driver's appointments.
Spray
hold
tan.
on. I've got to go see a doctor. I have this bunion to worry about.
Too bad.
Can I
usually
go
only go to the doctor like once every couple of years.
at
so.
10:30? No. She won't be able to pick you up till 11:15. You're going to miss the appointment. She has her nails to get done. So, yeah, I think you're out then. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Business is
You
business.
know, call me in if you need entertainment. I'll be there.
Yeah, you did say you can offer up a karaoke night.
That would be the size of it, I think. Otherwise,
We're still talking about that, though. Entertainment. We don't know yet.
Sure. Yeah, we haven't been that far yet, but you brought, so the shuttle van's key.
You got to have one.
Then we got to have, you mentioned buffet. So
I'm thinking if we're going to offer lunch, I think Monday to Thursday or Monday to Friday, we should do a buffet and then a brunch Saturday, Sunday.
I feel like the demo we're dealing with, there's got to be like hearty meals. Like you've got to have lots of roast beef.
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf would be key. Meatballs.
55 plus. A lot of fiber.
Yeah.
There's got to be some
Liver
fiber.
and onions.
No.
That's iron.
I don't.
You know what?
You're out.
You're out.
Trying to get these seniors spray tans and pedicures and liver.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Philly Joe and Kirby's
Throwdown Thursday.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Every Thursday at this time, we've had geese up against wild turkeys. We've had Rambo up against Dutch from Predator. Last week, it was Maximus from the Gladiator movie up against Leonidas from 300. I believe Leonidas took the dub there.
I thought it was close. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, I'd go with that.
Certainly, by the time we left, it appeared Leonidas was getting a lot more votes. This morning, on Throwdown Thursday, Jason Bourne up against James Bond. And we're talking Daniel Craig Bond because that's the first thing most people are going to think about. Which Bond are you talking? We'll talk the most recent Bond.
Yeah. I'd like to hear from somebody who did no research on this first, if you don't mind.
Well, I've seen all the Bourne movies.
Yeah.
And I actually really enjoyed them. I thought they were really great.
They're great movies.
Yes.
Like they are.
It was a good franchise. But James Bond, like, I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen one movie. I played 007 a lot on
video game.
N64.
It's good.
Yeah, oh God, me and my cousins all the time
Okay.
would play each other on 007. But I don't know, Jason Bourne's badass, and I do love Matt Damon. So I'm gonna take Jason Bourne just because he's like he's kind of one of those action guys that no matter what you do, like no matter what the situation is, he's gonna track you down
Yeah.
and figure out a way to
And
take
it
you down.
Doesn't matter if you've got like 25 agents after him or whatever. He finds a way out, Bourne. Like always.
So you're going with Jason Bourne?
Yeah.
Okay.
In terms of better dresser, though, I'd have to give it to James Bond.
That's an easy one. Yeah. Well, Bourne he was always on the run. He doesn't have a chance to
I
go
don't blame
shopping.
him.
He's not going to a suit store. Like
He likes his cargo pants, lots of pockets.
Right. You never saw Bourne in tip top. Quickly, I got to go get a new suit. Like he was running. He was always on the run.
You never saw James Bond in Tip Top either. I got to be honest. He went a little bit more
high end.
higher end. Yeah, he was fitted, right? But I will say this: there's quite a few similarities. Both come from books, right? Both characters
Yeah.
come from books. Both are very good in their roles. The casting people did a great job with that. They've both played Bourne's been 4 times. If you're Matt Damon. Daniel Craig 5, I believe.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. I'm going to go with James Bond just because the history growing up with all the other Bond characters. And actually, just a little bit of a bias because I did get to interview Roger Moore in person one year for UNICEF. And he was just the coolest dude.
Oh, yeah?
Not that we're talking about Roger Moore, but that whole Bond brand.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel Craig just has this, I don't know, this silent suaveness about him with the dress, with the ladies, with the vehicles.
Cerebral.
He's a spy, for God's sake.
Yeah, and he's a badass too, just like Bourne. But I'm gonna go with Daniel Craig because it's over for Daniel Craig. I think is Bond.
Yeah,
But we don't know about Matt Damon yet as Bourne. There might be one more coming.
Okay. Well, I mean, both of them never lost. Like Bourne and Bond, they both kick a ton of ass. Very similar.
Did Bond get killed in the last one? No, we don't know.
Oh, that's right.
We don't know.
Okay, anyway, I'm going Bourne. Bourne's angrier. He's out to prove something. He's got that desperation, more desperate, and like his fight scenes were insane. Like I thought that maybe Bourne was tough enough to go up against John Wick. That's how highly I think of Jason Bourne. Like he's that tough.
Doesn't James Bond like rely on gadgets and stuff like that?
A lot of gadgets, and that's
you can use gadgets.
And
yes.
whereas it like if I know Jason Bourne, he can like
a lot of martial arts.
Use his actual muscles to take down people.
Batman made a career using gadgets, and we're not doing superheroes today, but...
so did Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, you know...
he's got to jump into Throwdown Thursday eventually. Inspector Gadget?
Go Gadget.
Yeah,
he's
I
a
don't
handful.
know. I don't know if I'd say Jason Bourne was known for his muscles and that. Would you? Like,
Good at hand-to-hand
He could
combat.
definitely
Hand-to-hand
that's what I
combat.
meant. Like he could fight somebody.
Yeah.
Hand-to-hand combat.
yeah.
For sure.
well, Bond fights.
Yeah, he's tough too.
Yep.
Okay, so Joe's got Bond.
Yep.
Kirby and I have Jason Bourne. You can weigh in on the 92.1 City Facebook page, and you can just for voting today. You can be entered, or you're going to be entered to win Winnipeg Sea Bears tickets.
Yeah.
For this Saturday's game, yeah.
Yeah, and you can also let us know on the text line 762-555. Bourne versus Bond.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
2 days in a row with scams to talk about.
McGruff here. See that guy? He's stealing that bike. Now, see that lady? She's calling the cops. You know, you could do that. Find out how.
Take a bite out of crime. Curbs,
You know me, I like to look after the crime stuff.
you're supposed to give us the McGruff.
Oh, right, sorry. Roof.
Take a bite out of crime.
Right.
See
yes.
that guy? He's stealing that bike. I love McGruff, one of my heroes.
It's a little bigger than
One of your
stealing
heroes.
of a bike. Heroes.
I always felt safe. I wished there was like a McGruff in everybody's neighborhood. It's just you'd see those commercials and you'd be like, you know, if McGruff was around, there'd be no crime. The guy, like the trench coat and he just looked.
Most trench coat in the neighborhood stories don't turn out well, but
You know what?
with McGruff, it was okay.
That's how I'd like to think of the people that live in my building. They think of me as McGruff.
Really,
They
eh?
feel safe.
Okay, and how
Because
do you
I'm
feel you
always
make them
looking
safe?
after everything around there, you know, making sure that
You wear a trench.
well, I do have a trench coat.
Start wearing it.
It's a little hot out there for a black trench coat, but
And Joe and I are going to do some research and see. We should one day just go and talk to the people in Kirby's building, like unbeknownst
See if
to
they
her.
feel safe.
Like when she's not there, we'll take a clipboard and we'll talk to people coming in the building. Hi, do you know Shalinda Kirby?
Some people call it neighborhood watch, but it's a fine line. Or is it nosy neighbor? We're going
Yeah.
to find out.
just ask about the purple-haired lady.
No, I just want to know: do you feel safer? Because
She said they do.
But I want to know from the residents out of the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Okay,
I agree.
Now to
Anyways.
to the latest crime story from Kirby the Crime Dog. Another scam today. What's going
We
on?
got two scams. I'm telling you, they're active. Okay, this one has to do with gold. And what is happening is that there are people, scammers, who are convincing people in parking lots. They'll basically set up in a parking lot somewhere and share stories, like a sob story with somebody walking by being like, oh my gosh, like I need help. And all I have on me is this gold watch or this gold ring and I can't go pawn it off. Like any chance I can, give you this in exchange for some cash. And people are falling for it.
People are falling for that.
Well, because
I know.
well, they're being quite dramatic with their story.
Yes.
It's not they just can't go to the pawn shop. It's like, oh my God, I need to do this right now, and I need some cash. And of course, apparently the setup is being close to ATM machines too, which makes sense.
That's convenient.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. But one of the stories I read, it was like some people are getting scammed, not just for a couple of $100, like $1,000, $2,000. Like, come on. It's too good to be true. And there's no gold in these products.
Absolutely no
nothing.
gold.
Oh, okay. I wonder if it's seniors getting.
Well, probably.
Like a lot of the time scammers, unfortunately, they target seniors.
But this is why you need to have conversations with the seniors in your life because you need to make them aware of these things.
Sure.
The other scam that's happening, and I saw this the other day and had a bit of a didn't I just see this kid missing in my hometown of Drayton Valley? I saw this same missing kid post in a Drayton Valley Facebook page and then also here in Winnipeg.
I saw the Winnipeg one.
Yeah, so that scam
Crazy.
that's going around is basically where a post on Facebook is claiming that there's a missing child or a missing person, and they get you to share it. Like, please share this, help spread the word. It seems like it's a local post because they'll say something in the write-up like, this kid was last seen wandering in Assiniboine Park, on this day between that time.
Where does the scam come in? Money, or it's the kid's
It's
not
just
really, there's no
sharing.
money?
There's no money involved. It's the sharing of the post.
Just a phony. It's not actually.
It's to gather people's, scammers will take your social media account once you've shared that.
I got you.
So what happens is in this case, the story kind of broke out of Brandon, and they were saying that what happens is people are sharing this post, like thousands of people, like Kirby said. But what happens is they even used a fake cop's name, saying that this cop, fake name, found the child and blah, 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 thank you. And then they've got this stored information now, and then weeks later they will send out some other kind of marketing tool like real estate or some other scam, and they will gather more and more information from you. It's such a slow process, but you think it's more or less,
Gotcha.
Let's share. So they pull on the heartstrings is what you're saying, Curbs.
Yeah, they basically, who doesn't see a post of
bad
a
one.
missing person and think,
Wow.
oh my gosh, I better throw this on my social
Or
media.
pet,
Or
they said to
pet.
watch.
Yes.
Luckily, I only share inspirational memes and gifs.
Well, yeah, the crappy thing about this is when you do really have a child missing or a pet, how do you know how to decipher which one's real and fake?
One of the things I do, just to fact check in those situations, is typically if there's a missing person in the city of Winnipeg, there's a post that's
From the police.
From the police or the Bear Clan. The Bear Clan's really great with posting missing people all the time on their social media.
Sure.
And then you can fact check it that way.
Yeah, well, the cops will usually, that's where it starts.
Yeah.
With a missing person, right? So that's a great way to go about it. Okay, thank you very much, McKirby.
I gotcha.
Come on.
Roof.
Take a bite out of crime.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
I've created a menu, days of the week, and I actually was able to come up with 7 days here for the Philly and Joe retirement community, an idea that's been proposed and floated by our listeners, by the listeners to PJK 92.1 City, that this needs to happen. And it started off as a joke, but we now have Joe speaking with real estate people about design ideas, looking for property. So
I'll bring you in later. The way you're talking right now, I'm going to have to bring you in at level 2 of these meetings.
You don't want me in. You don't want me in at the ground floor. You're the.
Is there going to be a town hall meeting where I can
No.
object to the building of this?
No. Unless we're building in your building, you have no say.
No say.
And
No
that's
say.
an apartment. You don't have any say there either. It's not a condo.
Listen, I have say. Okay.
I'll tell you what. You're going to start off by giving us some suggestions for food?
We need a buffet. You came with that
buffet.
idea, Joe, that there's got to be a buffet, like a nightly buffet, if you're going to live in
No,
this
it
complex.
won't be nightly. You guys got to eat earlier in the day because you'll be older.
Late afternoon
Yes.
buffet.
Yeah, because eating too late, you're going to have too much indigestion. Indigestion, is that what it's called?
Indigestion? I don't want indigestion. Do you? That's a tough one. Dr. Kirby, we won't be going to you for medical advice.
I do not
Acid
eat early.
reflux, whatever the hell it's called.
I do not eat early. Just because you go to bed at 7 doesn't mean the rest of us. This place is going to rock and roll.
It
Okay.
is. It's a rock and roll retirement community. Monday, shepherd's pie. Because if I've learned anything, well, you know I love shepherd's pie.
No, I know.
Okay, and my folks love shepherd's pie. I don't know if all seniors love shepherd's pie.
Well, it's easy to eat because if you have no teeth, you could just,
We have teeth. Again,
Well, you're talking about a food special for Monday night. You want shepherd's pie as the feature item?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, next.
All right.
Tuesday, pot roast.
Well, you got to have a pot roast one night.
Wednesday, turkey pot pie. Maybe this is, I don't know. That's a lot of.
Is everything got to be a pot and a pie?
There's a lot of pots here.
really
That's
heavy.
2 pies, and maybe I got to rethink this. Thursday, meatloaf. Meatloaf is a must.
You got to have a meatloaf.
Gotta have a meatloaf.
But then you're having mashed
Friday-
potatoes probably.
Wait a minute, Joe. Friday's Italian night. So we got pizza,
right.
lasagna, some pasta.
Yeah, you got to have a pasta and pizza special for sure.
Saturday, a steak and baked potato.
Oh my God.
Steak night.
Some Caesar
You
salad.
guys are eating like
Sunday, prime rib.
wow.
With the au
Prime
jus.
rib.
Oh, Sunday night.
We've covered off a lot of red meat in the week.
Is there any vegetarian options?
There's no vegetables on this menu.
No, you save that for your board meeting at whatever board.
Vacancy will be up for grabs because one of you will keel over.
No, Kirby's not wrong. We do need to have a
You need to
vegetarian
eat
option.
something
I'll
of
tell
a
you
little.
what. No, you're not wrong because I still remember my grandfather. He made it to 99. And he stopped eating most meat later on and
How
just
about-
went to vegetables.
Asparagus smothered in cheese. Would that work for?
Yes. Dip it in cheese,
Nothing
butter.
that's going to smell.
So you don't. I got the impression you weren't crazy on the shepherd's pie or maybe the turkey pot pie. I can nuke one of those. These are just suggestions.
There's quite a similarity. Then there was what was Tuesday?
Pot roast.
Pot roast, and we're already having like steak and you know
Prime
what?
rib.
I know a few chefs in town. I'm gonna get a couple of them involved outside of. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. We should have like a kids part of the menu for the grandkids that come and visit.
yeah,
And other
totally.
kids, I still like chicken tenders and fries,
Hey, and it was suggested by one of our listeners, Guilty, on the Bone phone that
Yeah.
we get bands playing there. We get Helix in to kick off the grand opening of the complex.
Helix?
Give
Well,
me an R.
So we can't start karaoke with Kirby.
Like, I offered to bring the entertainment.
Not opening night.
No,
we got to
can't
draw
open
people.
with you.
We got to draw people to the grand opening. We're going to have a party.
What are you saying? I'm not a good draw for
You
people?
come by and hang out for
You
a
know
bit.
what?
And like
Maybe-
an hour.
Yeah, we got to do maybe after the open house. We got to sell some of these sweets yet.
Maybe you come by and read people their palms or fortune, like tarot cards or something. That could be your.
Give them life advice at that age. That's just what they're looking for.
Okay, clearly it sounds like we got to rethink.
I'm working on this,
Rethink the menu, and you're working on the real estate part of it and the building, the complex part of it.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's going to. Philly and
You
Joe's.
also have a hospital if you're going to have that menu because I swear to God, that's going to be hard on the stomach.
Maybe we need to add some ribs in there instead of the.
Oh, yes, more
Slow
meat.
cooking ribs. Tuesday night
Pork
ribs
hocks.
night would
What
be
about
nice.
pork hock?
That'd be a big seller. Hey, what do we do with the leftover pork hocks? What do you mean by leftover? Yeah, no one had them.
That's PJK Extra.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
From a chance to win Rock in the Fields passes.
With camping.
Yes.
So it's all covered for you. And Kirby, special appearance. Is that Saturday night you're there, Kirby?
Special appearance.
Yeah, I'll be there.
There should be a
on
sign.
Saturday. Yeah.
On the way to Minnedosa right now, actually.
It's up, yeah. Special appearance.
It might be the sign should say something like her third hometown. Because, I mean, there's Drain Valley, then there's Winnipeg, and then why not Minnedosa?
Only been to Minnedosa once, but
Well.
it just took me one time to go to Rock in the Fields, and I was like, man, I want to do this every summer.
It's
See?
fun.
That's how stories get going, right? Like build.
Yeah.
You meet all kinds of people. A lot of people from Saskatchewan come in.
Yes.
A lot of people from rural Manitoba.
Do they feel safer at Minnedosa because of your appearance, though? Because we've learned this morning that the people in your building feel safe having you around.
Yeah, see, I gotta say, I'm not on guard at Minnedosa.
No, you let your guard
No.
down.
Ah,
I'm there to party.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
good, Kirby.
See, when I live, it's different. When I'm living in a residence, I just think it's my job. Well, it's not really my job to take on the, role of making it a safer place.
I think nosy neighbors, they say, I don't know about they say.
I told
I've
you.
never actually heard this, but I'm pretty sure nosy neighbors are good for the safety of a community.
Yep.
To a point.
But it's a fine line. Is it nosy neighbor or neighborhood watch? And we're going to find out. Mm-hmm. Right? You said you're going to do a survey in the apartment.
You're coming with me. We're
sure.
taking the clipboards.
How are we going to get in? We're going to have to, Kirby going to let us in?
Yeah, that's the thing is you can't get in unless somebody lets you in that lives in the building. And I'll tell you right now, I've made sure that everybody knows to not let in strangers.
Have you ever met Joe Aiello? Like, this isn't your first time meeting the
Do you
man.
think
he
that
could talk
you
his
could- way
into that building. Some lady, Joe's going to walk up. Hello, I'm Joe Aiello, and she will let
What
him
floor are
in.
you on?
Unless that French lady that doesn't like me is at the front door with her walker.
Well, we'll
Because
avoid
she
her.
is
That's the first person
not
we're going
friendly.
to. She doesn't. Okay, but I'm going to go to the French lady. Does she speak English?
Nope.
Okay,
None.
I'll get my wife Christy to translate. She's a French immersion
I understand
teacher.
French.
And you do too.
I went to French immersion.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the French lady up front because she seems to be your competition as far as knowing what's going on in the block.
Well, she took over Halloween at the
Yeah,
building. I
you
told
see?
you that. I can't even hand out candy. One time I tried to
See?
give her candy to hand out to the kids. She says, I don't need it.
Strikes a chord, but we're
In
going to go
French.
up there. Look up a few words. First one, I don't know the color purple in French. Okay, but say the wackadoodle lady. Look up those two words. In femme. Femme is lady, I think,
Femme,
right?
yeah.
The wackadoodle femme, right? With
She'll
the
know
purple
right away.
hair.
If you make the talking really fast with your hand, she'll know
Yeah.
exactly what you're
Purple
talking
hair,
about. Yeah.
and they're going to know, and we're going to find out. But
Tried to hold the door open for her the other day. She said, mm-mm.
She's your chief antagonist. Like,
I'll
she
tell you,
is
there's a
Joker,
competition.
Batman. Like, that's...
She kind of reminds me of what I assume I'll be like when I'm older.
Well, yeah, she's probably been living there for 30 years. That's
She
her,
has.
That's
no,
her building.
the caretaker told me she's been there the longest.
and you're the new kid on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah. Working
knows.
her. You're taking over. Like, it's like you have cats. You know what it's like. She's the old cat.
Yeah.
This is her facility.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you come in here, start peeing in her corners.
Yeah, she runs all the
You
activities
know
in the
what?
building. She knows.
should be thankful that I'm there to make sure that
isn't
if
thankful?
anybody, if there's graffiti on the building, the garbage bin is overflowing, I let people know.
I side with her.
You know
I
what?
side with her.
We're
She
bringing her
sounds
a
nice.
gift basket. It's the least we could do.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
780 Bone. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
Morning, guys. Can somebody here in the city please explain to me why every morning, if I don't get to Inkster and Keewatin before 6 a.m., I've got to sit at literally a 2.5-minute light cycle going west toward Route 90. It's absolutely absurd. Or absurd, sorry. Too early in the morning for this crap.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that happen very early in the morning before 6 a.m. If you're, an early riser and early to work where you're like, really, why am I sitting at a light of this length? Because, of course, there are no more flashing reds at that time of day.
Yeah.
There was a light that I once got out of my vehicle at, put my vehicle in park, got out, walked over to the light, hit the walk thing, and got back in my vehicle so that the light would change.
Yeah, sometimes, man.
Because I'm like, man, I've been sitting here forever.
You know, the one that gets me right now is the one that has a street light at a major, so you're waiting a little longer. You get through that one, and the next light, like a block away, all of a sudden turns red.
Yeah, all the time.
And there's no traffic. And I'm going, I thought some of these were timed out, but
Apparently not. Okay, the Bourne phone. We've said it before. We'll say it again. It gets things done.
Hey, I called yesterday about the bridges on the Transgas still not being open. Lo and behold, I go home last night. They're both open westbound or eastbound. They opened them up. There's still one lane going east or west, but the eastbound is open. So I should have called you guys a lot earlier.
Good news.
Yeah. As soon as you see something like that,
don't procrastinate.
call the Bourne phone, and well, no, we can't guarantee that it'll get fixed or rectified, but the batting average of the Bourne phone is pretty damn good.
You'd become an unsung hero by doing that.
And Would You Rather Wednesday yesterday, it was the high five versus the chest bump. And high five, I mean, it's just a lot easier than the chest bump is a very aggressive sort of way to greet somebody. It's more of a drinking out of
You have to both be on the same page.
Yeah, or it could turn ugly real quick. You could be visiting with human resources. Like you're gonna bowl someone over with a chest.
I don't
bump.
know what happened. We're just walking up to each other. I said hi, and the next thing I know, I had somebody's chest up against mine. I was like,
I was excited. Okay, here we go.
Hey guys, hey, listen, with regard to the handshake and chest bump. Yeah, I was working with this woman on Monday, and we were really tired at the end of the day, but we had a great day. So we were kind of trying to figure out what to do. Is it like, a handshake or a high five or what? So we ultimately settled on a high five and a fancy handshake. So there you go. We'll talk to you there. Bye.
Fancy handshake.
there's something to be said about fancy handshakes when you have that personalized. Whoop,
Oh, I'm jealous if somebody has like a customized
Yeah.
friendship handshake. I mean, I used to do that with my friends back in the day in school.
But man, just to remember them, like you see baseball teams.
Oh, they got him.
yeah.
The players do them, and then they have like one or two with a couple of guys, and then it changes by the time they get through the whole
I know.
bench, right? They've got about 3 or 4 different ones, but to remember which one goes with
I
what
think we need one. Like
The
a
three of us?
a PJK secret handshake.
sounds good. Somehow you have to have your hand fly in there like a bird, though, a couple of times. that move always.
We'll
seems
work
to-
on it.
I don't think I'll ever remember it though.
No.
Like on a day-to-day basis, I remember these random movie quotes from movies 25 years ago, but a personalized
Secret handshake?
I don't know if I'll be able to. How
I
many
gotta-
moves? How many moves are going to be in there?
Well, I'm not going to make it hard.
I got to be honest. We first have to start with just a little bit more energy. Phil and I this morning, for example. Hey, Curbs, how's it going? Hi. And that was it. Like, I can't get into a handshake where somebody's just going to give me a hi when we kind of jumped off our seats.
Well,
when
Phil's
you
not
came
even
in this
excited for
morning.
the handshake. Talk to him.
We'll see what you come up with, Kirby. Are you going to come up with this?
I'll come up with
Okay,
it.
good. The secret new secret handshake coming to PJK very soon.
Okay.
We were discussing phrases like "it is what it is" and how some people just hate terms or phrases like that.
Hey, I'm just listening to you guys. Must say, awesome show. About your is what it is and disagree to disagree. The best line ever. And try it out. Is you're right. Just tell them you're right. And it makes them even happier. Have a good day.
Yeah, I don't. I think
Hard for a lot of people to say.
if I can read this call right, he's talking about and see what you guys think. You're in an argument. Let's just pretend with your partner, and you go, no, you're right. Like that kind of you're right. Is that
Yeah.
what he means?
I don't like that though, because if that's that, then I want to fight more.
Well, that's what he's saying. It doesn't right. It doesn't.
Yeah, that's exactly, I think, what he said.
Because it's not sincere. No,
No.
as usual, you're right.
Yeah, huh? The as usual is good. That's a nice little
It's
accentuation.
almost like Phil is like skilled at the art of.
Skilled or unskilled. I'm good at making things worse. Put it that way.
That's a skill.
It sure is. Let's wrap with Guilty, who is the latest Bone Phone regular to get on board with a possible Philly and Joe retirement community down the road.
I think this is going to be more than a complex. I think you're right. I think we need a good parcel of land and build a couple of complexes. Well, you start with one, Kirby, and
couple
you
of
work your way. And this is a
complexes.
business decision.
Well, yeah, it's got to be.
Oh, now she's laughing.
Yeah.
She was mad at us and didn't want in. Now she's laughing.
She's flip flopping, if you'll notice. I don't want nothing to do with this. Oh, maybe I'll visit.
Yeah. Maybe I'll visit.
Well, it sounds like Guilty will be there.
Now you're talking. The rock and roll co-op housing option in our retirement years. Hey, could have a little band room,
Man.
little exercise, little place to grow some weed. Anyway, hey, retail on the bottom. Joe already wants a liquor store. You guys got it all figured out. Where in Transcona?
Yeah.
No.
Hold on.
Philly, God's country, right looking at the floodway. Beautiful, baby.
Look at the
Floodway.
scenery.
I'll
Come
tell you
on.
what, we have not decided on Transcona, okay? I visit Transcona. I've never lived there. But the floodway is
beautiful.
We might be able to get a good parcel of land there for cheap.
It's beautiful
The
this time of
sidelines.
year.
But listen, he wants a cannabis store. You could get
Yeah.
a liquor store, maybe. You need a grocery store. I think we need a pharmacy.
I thought of something
Yes,
that I would like to
yes.
contribute.
Okay.
You?
I would like to hold like daily walks, nature walks.
No.
Like we could all,
There's
like
no
you could
nature
sign up.
walks.
You could sign up for it, Phil.
that'd be,
Nobody's saying that you got to
Well, we
sign
haven't-
up for it.
We have to decide where we're going first. Like, no one wants a nature walk at Transcona. If you live there, you just walk. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what area. If we're outside the city, maybe we'll hire you for a nature walk. You're really trying to get a job here.
Yeah, I know.
First it was karaoke.
I want to be a part of the party, okay?
No, it's nature walks.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
When somebody puts on some form of an invite anytime after 5, what does that mean to you, Joe? Do you go at 5:05, 5:02, 30 seconds after 5 o'clock? Do you sit in the driveway until it's like 1 minute after 5?
That'd be my dad, for sure. Always early. Anytime after, I'll get there between 5 and 5:30. I couldn't tell you exactly when, but it won't be 5. It'll be closer to the 5:15 mark, 5:30 for me.
Kirby?
Like 6:37.
8 o'clock?
Only because, like, okay, well, if you're going to say anytime after 5, that means that I've got time.
Yeah.
Like, you're
good.
giving me the time, so I'm going to take it.
And then you can't go too tight to the anytime after 5.
I don't want to be too early.
To the 5.
I don't like being early because
The
then
first person, nobody wants to be the
No.
first person. Somebody has to be, but nobody wants to be the first person. Oh, and you always say when you walk in, are we the first people here?
Yeah, that's why there's an echo in the house.
Well, it's 5:02. I should hope you're the first person here.
And I'm usually one to pregame, so you can't show up too early. You got to show up when everybody else has also had an opportunity to get involved.
You got to have 8 drinks before you go.
You
Yeah.
pregame for a house party. Wow. That's amazing.
Well, just to take the edge off.
What are you doing? I'm ready to go. It's 5. I'm not going to show up till 6:30. I'm going to get blitzed at home and then walk in there all pie-faced.
It just helps with the social anxiety,
Casual people sitting on a deck in the backyard. Kirby's been pre-gaming for 2 hours.
I didn't get the memo. This was a dry event. Sorry.
What's going on?
What time would you show up at?
We're usually on the early side, so that's why. I don't know why that is, but when it says anytime after 5, I'm usually like.
I'll tell you why.
5:10.
Because you'll leave early.
Yeah, because I'll tend to be an early. Yeah.
Not you personally, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
You get there at a decent time because you're not going to be the last one out. Put it this way, if you're the first one in, you're not the one taking the driveway spot right up to the garage door because you're not leaving.
You're parking blocks away so you can get the hell out of there.
For more Philly Joe and Kirby, lock it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.